Critters in Taiwan.
When you have somebody visiting from somewhere else, it's like, oh, well, here's this place, and it's like I'm also working at the same time. And but a nice thing is the guy used to live here for years. You know, he's married. He got married here and has a kid, and went back for family reasons.
Okay, that's cool then. So he already knows the lay of the land.
Yeah.
That's
so he gets around by himself. And
when when my parents come to visit me, it's always like I'm showing them around everywhere, and it's all fascinating and all new stuff. Yeah, it's tiring. Yeah,
like you need to make sure you get yourself some time off before you go back to work if it's like summer or whatever it is. Yeah,
100%.
Yeah, but it's going good because he was here for a bit. We're just catching up, having a great time. He's sleeping out there. I'm sleeping in my room, and it's been great. It's been wonderful. Can't wait to see him again tonight. But hey, Ben, we're on.
Oh, are we on the internet?
Yeah, we are. We're on the internet.
Welcome to Critters in Taiwan, a D&D podcast about Critical Role, where a bunch of nerdy-ass voice actors sit around and play Dungeons and Dragons. I am Ben in Kaohsiung.
I'm Tim in Taichung.
And we're Critters in Taiwan.
Yep.
Tonight on Critters in Taiwan, we are discussing Campaign 3, episode number 52, Far From the Others.
That's about all that happened, yeah.
Yep. I had a funny thing. As soon as I sat down to watch this episode, I was like, Omar at the table. And then I started going through the wire.
Right,
and I'm like, Omar coming. No, what's the song he whistled? The Farmer in the Dell.
Oh, that's right.
And then I got all sad, man, because I realized that we lost Lance Reddick this week.
Oh, yeah.
From The Wire, right? And also for us.
Right.
Also
and
for
Omar
us,
in the show.
Well, Omar's already gone. I was like,
right.
I was making these connections, and I'm like, oh, damn. Because that's like Lance Reddick is Thordak, right? He's the voice of Thordak for Legend of Vox Machina.
Oh, he was?
So like, yeah.
Fuck.
So it was, it's a kind of a big deal. I mean, I'm sure they've already got a bunch of stuff from him already done, but they have to replace, probably going to have to replace him for the upcoming.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta get someone like fucking Travis or
they'll get somebody else to come in to do
Travis
it. I'm guessing they probably already got him done for season 3, but I think LOVM is probably going to go 4 or 5, so they're going to probably bring somebody else in later.
Yeah, I don't think they're cutting that thing short. I think it's a bit of a money grabber.
Oh yeah.
And
we can expect the same from Mighty Nine, and we can probably expect the same from Bell's Hells when they animate it. Yeah. It's a thing. There's on that exact same thing. There's been some movement in the conspiracy stuff for the Critical Role making their own gaming system. Mm-hmm. So there's been some rumors stuff about that too.
Like tabletop?
No, well, yeah, like a TTRPG. Like they may be making their own D&D. Whatever that means.
I guess now's the time, unless things have kind of calmed down in that whole
the open OGL stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what it means, but they put out there To the Last Gasp, that 2-player TTRPG. I looked at it. I took a look at it. It's not for me, I think.
No, I found it interesting.
Yeah.
If it's a one-on-one thing, it's pretty niche,
Yeah, well, that's my point, is that if it's just 2-player, it sort of is, you're kind of bottlenecking there, and I'm like,
Yeah, quite a bit, because when you get to tabletop gaming, it's a tabletop with a bunch of people around instead of one-on-one,
Yeah.
Like,
and when it's after if I can see like playing the game a couple of times and then being like, all right, now what?
Yeah. Or you get one friend who comes to visit and be like, oh, hey, you want to check out this game? Because you get one visitor who's also into D&D or something similar. Then that person probably enjoy it. Be like, all right, cool. You want to go out now?
But anyway, back to my original point about Omar. When as soon as I saw Omar on the table, all those thoughts went through my head. And then I was like, and then after that finished, I'm like, wait a minute. If Omar's here, somebody's going to have to look after him. And that means... As soon as I realized that, I'm like, wait a minute, that means somebody. So Marisha's not at the table today.
Well, there's Danny Carr. You know how much Danny Omar loves her feet.
Not gonna happen. So as soon as it happened, I was like, yeah, something's up. Something's up.
Do you remember the? I didn't catch that hint at all. But do you remember the last? I think it was the last four-sided dive, or at least one of them. You know, where it's like, where's Omar? It's like, well, I want to go up there and do this, but Omar's resting on my feet.
That's right. That's right. I forgot about that. Yeah.
So I was when Omar's there.
As soon as I knew it, I'm like, well, Matt can't not be at the table, so it's going to be Marisha. And then, sure enough, and while I'm on that thought, there was a big part of me that thought they might do half the table.
That's what I thought
for the first half, and then at the break come back with the other half the table. But
that's what I thought they were going to do.
Yeah, I thought that would be a possibility.
Then I wonder if that was the plan.
Might have been. Chat got real weird. Chat when the break came back after the break when they came back. As a bunch of people were commenting, only half the cast. That's lame. This sucks. I'm like, you guys are weird. This is super weird.
Why do you watch this show?
I love watching chat. It makes me laugh and giggle, and things get.
It's gonna send me into a mood.
It sends me into I've told you this before, man. It's the same reason when I wake up in the morning with my coffee, I scroll through Twitter, not to post or get outraged or do anything like that. It's to laugh. It's my morning chuckle. It's like reading the comics when I was a kid in the morning. I'm just like the back of the breakfast cereal box in the morning. I scroll through Twitter because people are dumb and they make me laugh.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
What is that George Carlin quote? I'm paraphrasing here. It's like you think about someone of average intelligence and then you realize that half the world is dumber than that.
Yeah. It's funny because it's like not really even a bit. It's just like, hey.
No, it's just an observation.
Realize this.
Yeah.
It comes up a lot these days, especially after the recent elections in America.
Oh, man. Yeah, you guys are putting the dumb in freedom.
All right, well, shall we get discussing 52? Not a ton to say. It was kind of a shorter episode.
Yeah, I got some notes. I got some stuff to say about it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, sure. Let's roll some math rocks.
This is kind of more of a, for me, I believe it's going to be more of a I can riff about more things than I have points.
Okay.
So let's give it a shot. Brad.
It was really cute how Travis and Laura were talking about Ronan having his own little way of rolling dice.
Oh yeah,
he has his own little thing, and then Travis was like, he beat me like 17 times out of 20.
Yeah, it was like 16 to 4 or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, whatever he said. I'm like, whoa, man, that's cool.
All right, here we go.
I got a 3.
14 for moi.
There you go. Starting off right.
I'll take it. I'm kind of on a hot streak here for a bit, ain't it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, my initial thought is Christian did a great job.
Oh, did he ever?
He did a very good job.
Did he ever?
From a non-seasoned player's standpoint, I think he did a fantastic job. And the only thing I was thinking was, dude, you got the name of Bell's Hells wrong like 4 times at
the Comic-Con, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I was thinking and I couldn't think of the word at the time. It's kind of funny listening to my phone. It's like I was looking for I can't think of the word. The word is redemption, redeeming himself. So I was sitting there like, is he going to redeem himself? Or is he going to fuck it up? Or is it, just going to be like, all right, Christian, he's lucky to be at the table. But no, he redeemed himself and he was great at the table. Totally. But I would like your thoughts on it. Because you are a seasoned player. Listen, man, I think he's a seasoned player too. He is. Okay. Oh yeah, he's played D&D. Remember, he talked about that at the con. He said that I've been playing D&D and I've been watching these guys. And I'm a huge fan and blah blah blah. I thought he played a lot like Robbie did. I thought number one, he sounds like Robbie. If you close your eyes, you're like, that could be pretty Robbie similar. Like, yeah, similar, very similar. Mannerisms and voice tonality, whatever that right word, sure tonality. I thought, listen, it's one of my notes, man, for sure, that his interactions with Chetney at the very end, where they had that combat and how he approached things, I thought was bang on. It's exactly what
that character should be doing. Yeah. And he played it very well. I mean, it's just it's not what every character would do, but I believe he was looking at it. I'm like, I think he's playing true to what this character's motives and thoughts and desires and what's the word? The ideals, all of those things. I'm like, this feels true, and so in that respect, 5 stars. I approve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was wondering, like, if there were some times where maybe he was saying too much and I couldn't really tell, because there were some times where it felt like a little bit of extra information that maybe could have waited or maybe could have gone unsaid happened.
Yeah,
but it didn't feel that forced, so I still gave him the green light.
That felt more. I know exactly what you're talking about because I was thinking the same thing. It felt like there was some, but that's going to happen with a guest, right? It's like there's that moment of, well, this is a tabletop RPG and you're sitting around a table and you're chatting, but you're also playing D&D. Yeah. And you're also for the sake of expediency, whatever, you kind of want to get these things out.
Yeah, and you push it a little bit.
You do. You because you want to keep things rolling. You don't want it to be dead space, especially when you know your time is limited. Yeah. The other players, the regular cast can fuck around and do whatever they want. It doesn't matter because they're there next week. But Christian and Abria may only be there for a couple of sessions, so they want to get everything out. Yeah. So I think there was sort of that kind of mentality about it.
Yeah, and, I guess that's what I was going to say next is that they know they have this limited time. So like Abria also, like the first time that Chetney spoke in that battle when they showed up, she was like, "Did I hear that?" And then Chetney probably didn't know, who it was or what was going on.
Nope.
And he was like, "You just hear this fucking thing from behind a rock." And then she's looking at Matt like, "Did I hear that?" She would recognize his voice,
I got some things to say about that. In fact, I'll throw out my yes end for that one. Get on it,
boy.
I get a timestamp on this because when Frida, the Aormaton, when he yells out, the first things he says, "Deanna, are you okay?"
Yeah.
That's at 1 hour, 26 minutes and 4 seconds.
Timestamp. We'll get a graphic for that soon.
Travis, I'm looking. So my second watch, I was like, did Travis clock that? Nope. Did not.
Like Sam did, right?
Oh yeah. Well, no, a little bit later. No, a little bit later they did. When they say Travis doesn't get it until 1:36. So almost 10 minutes later, suddenly Travis is starting to realize, oh fuck. And he's talking a bunch of stuff at that point too. He's being part of the conversation, and this shakes Travis. Like when Travis, the player, not the character, the player. This is like proper shook Travis, where he does the haunted house sort of a thing. When he does that, when he's like freaked the fuck out. Remember when like they do when they're doing the pirate arc in campaign 2 and they go down into the briny deep and there's that ring moment where the hair is all covering the eyes and
he nearly left the table.
Nope. This is exactly that. He puts his head in his hands. He's crying. He's rubbing his eyes to get the tears out because
didn't watch.
He's doing this. He's like, can't stop. He even says at one point, it's like, my eyes won't stop. Water won't stop coming out my eyes. And Chad is fucking losing it. Chad is like, flames on my face, doing the whole fucking thing. Like they're
flames on my face.
That's the Travis has brought that up several times. He's like, oh. There's in past episodes.
I didn't catch it.
It's pretty funny, man. It's really funny because he does. I've got written down here 5+ minutes of silence where Travis doesn't talk at all. Just as he starts realizing, he's like, "What have you done?" He's like grabbing because the beanie thing comes up, and man, Abria, boss move, proper, and obviously with Matt as well, but boss move.
Yeah.
Quick on that note, going back a little bit, at 43 minutes, I had to scroll back and find this out. But
timestamp.
43 minutes. They're going to be coming there. Abria jumps into chat and says, "Hi."
Wow.
Yeah. So this is before they come on.
Dedicated, Abria. Jeez, stay in the game.
before they jump onto the table, this is a proper troll move.
Oh, before they got on the table.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So this is a double boss troll move, because she jumps into chat and goes hi, and a bunch of chat is like hi Quitty, hi Abria, nice to see you here, blah blah blah, and then then it's
nice move. I like
an
that.
hour. So it's like 20 minutes later, her and Christian come onto the table. I'm like, fucking brave, real brave. I love it.
I did have to watch because again, these things in my pocket when I'm watching. Didn't have a ton of time with the visitor in town, but so I'm walking when it's in my pocket. But the second time that I watched them come out, I had to watch the previous minute to see what the actors were doing. It's like, and you see more movement behind this thing, you know, and then like just to see if they're acting or if they're reacting, you know.
That
they
thing was
knew that these people were coming on, like, 'cause,
Yeah.
you know, they hide people from their from their own.
I
you know?
think they knew. I think they knew.
If they did, those reactions were pretty good acting.
I think they knew. It didn't feel that it was that surprising. I think they knew they were coming out. I don't think they were.
I'd like to believe that, you know, hey, it was genuine shock.
Nah, I think they knew.
You know, everybody knows the show's scripted.
That was
so.
a little verklempt tonight. That was a frost salamander, by the way, that they fought. Which
salamander.
It's weird. Like, I think Fern tried to do dominate beast.
Dominate beast. Yep.
I think it was, and it's an elemental.
beast,
Frost salamanders are elemental. And I did not realize this, but frost salamanders are not OGL, which is, I don't know what that means, but I found it out, and I'm like, I don't know what that means.
It's kind of a step in the neutral direction for
It
them.
It is a little bit. So no, actually, it would be the opposite of that. It would be that it's because it's not open game license; it's third party. So So that means that they're not allowed to use it with wizards, with WotC. So they're no, you're right. So that means they're stepping. See, I'm not sure exactly what it means, because it is proprietary. It is a proprietary monster. They are not allowed to use it.
See, like when you said not OGL,
It's not open game license material. So they're not under the open gaming license. They are not allowed to use it.
I also read that wrong. Yeah.
Right. So did I. So I'm like, I don't, or it is. I'm not sure. I don't really know what it means, but it's an interesting choice. So I don't know. It's a choice, and they thought about it. I don't really know what it means. Just bringing it up.
What confuses me about it, salamanders are amphibious, and
That's an
hanging
elemental.
around in ice. I mean, come on.
Yeah, it's a frost salamander.
Yeah. Like it's right at home. Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
I don't know.
And not too powerful, apparently.
168 hit points with the 17 AC against 3
Hits, matches hits, right?
Huh?
So wouldn't that be a 16 AC?
No,
'Cause
17
17 just hit, right?
Yeah, it was a 17 AC.
And you have to hit the AC and it works.
He meets it, beats it.
I keep getting confused with my other guys. Like
meets it in 5th edition. Meets it, beats it. So as soon if you meet the number, you beat the number.
Yeah. And then in the game I watch, sometimes they say Tygo's the defender.
That fucking thing has 6 attacks. 5, 6. It might have 6.
Is that a lot?
It has 6 attacks, multi-attack. So it's like claw.
Like for one action.
Yeah, one action.
Holy dicks.
It would demolish the 3 of them. Wait, it's Chetney. How many of them were there? 3?
There were 4, right?
Chet. Who was
Chet,
it? We get
Imogen.
4. Chet, Fern, FCG, and Imogen. Right, the 4 of them. The 4 of them, it probably would have destroyed them all. Especially because, and this is if I can.
Yeah.
They should not have leveled up, and I think he leveled them up. They haven't had a long rest yet.
And you need that to level up?
Yeah.
Oh.
You
Yeah,
should.
because I mean, I looked at the thing that you recommended I check out.
Yeah, those right. Sure, we should have started with that. They leveled up to level 9, which means Fern is able to beast shape, wild shape into a flying creature now, and she did into the shoe bill, but they didn't long rest, which means they should have been missing down a whole bunch of spells and hit points, and that salamander probably would have chewed right through them if not for the 2 guests.
I don't know that was a thing for D&D. I mean, it makes sense that Elder Scrolls, you gotta sneeze. That Elder Scrolls, you have to sleep to level up, or like Skyrim and all that shit. That makes sense because maybe they got that from there, but I never heard that before.
He's usually long rested, level up them before in the past. So
is that the case? In the past, it's like, oh, and you guys level up. He usually just says it at the end of the episode,
right? Because they usually ends at when he does that, they've usually ended at like a long rest, or
as a milestone. Usually something big that happened in that episode, and then they finally get to rest and be like, okay, and you get your long rest, and
you level up.
We'll see you next thing. And by the way, we all leveled up to level 7. Right.
That's the thing that I do at the table based on what most other DMs do, and I don't know if it's in the book, but I 100% do it.
To keep track of XP would be stupid. I mean, just too much, I
tell the players, I'm like, when it's coming up, I'm like, hey, get ready for level 6. It's coming soon. Not yet, but it will be coming up soon. So get ready for it. Look at the thing so we don't waste a lot of time doing it. Right. And then at the end of a session, I'll be like, oh, and by the way, you leveled up. So now you can, whatever. Rollies?
Yeah, let's get some rollies.
I want a natural 20.
Hey.
And it's facing me
on a
this
5.
time. It's facing me. Listen, I'm just going to throw this out there.
For the first time in a while.
Yeah, they've always been facing away from me for those ones.
20
It's kind of nice. It's looking right at me all sweet and innocent.
Buddy.
Listen, I'm just going to throw this out there. This is not a question. This is not an anything. Ballsy move by Christian for multi-classing 3 classes with Frida. This is fighter, rogue, cleric, level 9, and I'm really hoping it makes a lot of sense. 3 fighter, 3 rogue, 3 cleric. So you archetype in all 3 of them.
Right, because that's a spot, right? Level 3, right?
You archetype it in level 3. Druid, I think, archetypes at 2, but the other ones, like fighter, rogue, cleric, all archetype at level 3. So if he did level 3 for each one, brilliant. His stats all match. So every one of those stats, like you need a dex of 13, strength of 13, you need a wisdom of 13. He nailed all of them. Obviously it's a design character, so and doubly so being an Aormaton, like what is it? Far-ranging integrated defense Aormaton.
Thank you.
It is definitely a design that it would be 3/3/3.
Yeah, programmed for a purpose, right?
Exactly. But such a cool, if this is his first time coming in for Critical Role as a guest spot, having never seen him on anything else before, fucking beautiful. What a wonderful introductory, beautiful art for the character.
I want to see that. I didn't see it. Fuck. Because that rose gold, one of my favorite jewelry colors, and the emerald green. I just love green.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. It's really, really nice art. What a fucking cool character, and to the point where he got himself way over his head one-on-oneing with PvP with a werewolf.
Yep. Bad
idea.
Yeah, I mean, he had a plan going in, but everybody has a plan till you get punched in the face, right, Mr. Tyson? Fuck, what was I going to say about his multi? Was he the one that cast Pass Without a Trace? Who did that?
Fern did.
Fern did. Okay, and is that a new spell for her?
It is. She's never cast it before,
right? Because that's why there's the reaction, like, oh, look at that, because one other person had it.
Ashton has it as part of his Rock Genasi racial trait.
Yeah.
Racial traits.
Racial trait.
Yeah.
Of Rock Genasi has Pass Without a Trace.
Pass Without a Trace once per day.
Once per day.
Yep. Also, the other racial trait is the uneven surfaces of rock aren't difficult terrain for them.
Right.
That's another thing they get. Something else.
Freedom of movement of some sort.
A version of that. Yeah. Rocky terrain isn't difficult terrain for them. Yeah, listen, when and then on the flip side of this ballsy character that Christian came, watching Abria masterclass a cleric, it's just like, even though she flubbed the wording of mass healing word and mass cure wounds, when she came in, that's just a wording thing. I knew because Abria does not fuck around with her characters. She comes in with purpose for all of them. So it's like, this gnome cleric is going to be balls. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be incredible. So yeah,
it was fucking fun to watch for sure, man. Yeah, I surprisingly don't. It's not a bad thing about Abria because we know you're watching. Like, I don't have notes about her, but I think that's a good thing because everything just went so smoothly, and I'm very familiar with her. But I just had things to say about Christian just because he's new, and I was like, you better redeem yourself for getting fucking Bell's Hells mixed up.
I loved watching both of them play. I thought they both genuinely RP'd well. The combat was great.
With Abria, I expected it, because I know her. But Christian was like, "All right, bro, it's your time."
It's gonna be real fun to watch them next episode because I'm assuming. Although it would be kind of fun if they went and then they went straight with the other three at the next episode.
Because I'm kind of expecting it. I mean,
these are pre-recorded, right? So they could have recorded a couple of episodes with Abria and Christian, and then be like, "Hey, guess what? We're gonna boop boop boop." Do a little bit of booping, and then have some fun little time shifting.
The booping.
Yeah, be fun. But anyway, that's my point. That's my point is that these two players playing beautiful characters. That's it.
An interesting choice too, with her being cleric and then him having cleric as part of his thing
and
too.
Fun fucking backstory on her part too, with that whole I was dead for 200, 300, 400, however long it was, we don't know, hundreds of years, and the tragic backstory of the family. It's like, little fucking violin. Ooh.
Yeah, Matt changed the music for that one, and I was like, oh, come on, man, don't do this to me. I'm a crier. Well, I'm gonna hop onto that one with the blunderbuss shot that they heard upon their entry.
Yep.
There was no damage done for that thing, and nobody seemed to roll to see if it hit or anything.
Not that we know
Did
of.
he just forget that was one of the sounds they heard?
It could have been that it was a shot, that it was a crack, and it did hit. Or it could have been a pre-planned thing where you're gonna let's see behind the scenes. Let's see if you roll. How do you make your entrance? I shoot at the thing. Okay, roll right now to see if it hits.
Yeah, so that Matt could go in there with that. But it wasn't addressed at all. It wasn't like, you hear this sound and then you see some rocks fall off the wall or something like that. Perhaps. Like, I guess traditionally a blunderbuss isn't it's more like a shotgun, I guess. But
I think the blunderbuss is more of a whatever you put in there. It's just you just jam a bunch of things inside and then hope it fucking shoots out.
It's very Fallout 3, Fallout 4.
Very very anarchist cookbook sort of a thing.
Yeah. Yep. And given the time and the magic, that makes sense. Huh. Yeah, I found it strange even the first time through that it wasn't addressed at all, And just later on in the episode when, hey there, lazy girl. When he shoots the shot into the air, when I think he got initiative, right, in the battle.
He rolled a really low initiative. He rolled like a 5, I think.
Who did?
Christian.
Oh, okay. So he didn't have the initiative.
No.
But he did not shoot him. He shot up in the air so that people could hear it, right?
You're talking about the PvP with Chetney. Yeah. He shot up in the air. So I even said, he's like, and Abria will know what that means.
Right. And also with, because this didn't happen, I had to make up in my head that when they were coming in, shot up in the air, get the attention, and then at the end of one of his turns, he was like, hey, fight me. I think it was his first turn that he had. He yelled at the thing, fight me, which had no roll. It had no nothing. Maybe that was the plan in the entire time. Could have been to shoot it unless,
Could have been.
Because they seem like really nice people, maybe to a fault. Don't shoot this monster because it might be nice.
Well, you want there to be, there's some, poetic license going
That's what I made up in my head because it wasn't addressed. So I'm like, okay, I retconned it myself.
They're again pushing the story forward, right? Because there's a limited time here.
Sure. It's a little blinding at times, I suppose. For the DM and the new characters.
Yes, and you want things to be smooth. You want it to be sort of, let's go on with a purpose here. Let's make it move. Shall we roll?
Yeah, we shall.
On the back of my natural 20.
All right.
Whoa, an 18.
Woo, let's beat that with a 7.
Okay.
7 doesn't beat 18, just for those of you watching.
Over under, here's mine. Over under on them on the glass blades remembering Chetney.
Gotta be honest, I still don't know what over under means, but I know it's some kind of wager.
Yeah. What do you over they will, under they won't?
So doesn't that kind of negate the over under thing?
I don't know.
It's
I'm
just
like
saying,
yes, I'm just saying words. What do you think the chances are that they remember Chetney?
It's been hundreds of years, right?
Yep. Maybe. We don't know.
I mean, and he wasn't a werewolf at the time, right?
No.
So I'm gonna go on the under.
You're gonna say they won't recognize him.
Yes.
Yeah, I bet they do.
Unless for some reason his name was coming up for whatever reason, perhaps
I'll bet they remember.
Deandra. Sorry, what's her name?
Deanna.
Perhaps through Deanna or Gurge throughout the days, or if they somehow know of him. Yes, I would go with under just based on what I know now.
It's like if Oltgar is still there, guaranteed they run into him. That's because that's got to happen.
It's Uthodurn. It's not a metropolis.
I'm pretty certain that they will. The glass blades will be like, "Who are you?" And if he says Chetney Pokapee, or if he says, "I'm Petney Hockaby," then there's gonna be some nonsense that's gonna happen. That's my
Buckabee Lester. Yeah. What was that character's name?
Who?
The one that did the modification for Frida?
Oh yeah, who was that guy?
Buckabee? Huckleby?
Something like that. I don't think I wrote it down.
It was like Huckleby Lester or something similar.
Right, because that's where where everybody was thinking like, oh yeah, that's going to be the upgrade. That'll be FCG's upgrade to get into his whatever.
He's already got a pretty fast it doesn't even take a turn, right?
Milo did all that, right? But that's that's levels ago. So to get the proper upgrade, you need a better blacksmith or
I guess
engineer,
or someone
artificer,
someone who knows Aor maybe a little bit more than Milo, right? Milo? Yeah.
We're gonna see D. We ever gonna see D?
Yes, we're gonna see D
at some point. At some point,
they're gonna show us the D. Of course they are. Wait, sorry, I've already forgot. You took that one?
I got an 18. You got a 7.
I'm going to, speaking of which, it's nice when it goes this way. At 1 hour, 58 minutes and 1 second, about maybe 2 seconds. Timestamp. Graphics.
Where would that one be? Oh, between those two. Okay. I know where you're looking at. I do lots of timestamps.
Matt says, "Don't look at me." When in regards to possible FCG upgrades, so they're saying can we give you legs? I wasn't watching, but I went back for the timestamp, and they're looking at Matt oh, could he maybe get legs? And he's like, don't look at me, but they're looking at him you're the one who knows this, and he's like, no, dude.
Yeah, of course he does.
I don't know what the character's going to say. I don't know how you're going to talk to him.
100%.
He doesn't know if this person can actually do it. He don't, he might know Aormatons quite well, or oh, you're the wheel type, you're the leg type, completely. Who knows? I just love the way that he did that. Sorry, man, I don't know everything, as we all think he does.
Well, he does know everything, but the point is don't look at me. I think the point is don't look at me about that now. Wait until that point, and then you'll find out.
Interesting perspective.
That's always my take on it. Is you Matt can't look at them and go, well, of course he can have legs.
Yeah.
No, Matt's
they won't know. Yeah,
you don't know. You're in the fucking frozen tundra right now. How are you supposed to know? You can speculate on whatever you want out here, but until you get there, you're not gonna know if FCG could get legs.
Yeah. I loved it when he showed the legs. He's like, see? Just I'm picturing that fucking super flammable stuff that comes in coils. It's all ridged. That stuff has a name. They use it for decorations. It's this big, and it just comes in streams. Maybe they're just streamers. I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
They're like the
Sure.
cause of like fires in like Christmas time all the time.
All I think about when he does those feet things is
That's what I'm
those
picturing
little
that are holding the feet.
those little wooden ducks that you pull, and it's got a wheel underneath it, and the little feet go dook dook dook
Yeah.
dook dook. That's all I see in my head.
Yeah, I just picture like folded construction paper, you know, just like zigzagged. It's just
Boy.
see, look, I have feet, and of course FCG's stoked about it because they've never had feet. It's fucking adorable. Yeah, I like that little thing. So like, yeah, what you said, yeah, perhaps it was like, don't look at me now, like I can't give you that information now, or it's like I don't know how it's gonna act, or how they're gonna act, or how they're gonna, you know, if you're even gonna see that person. I like that, you know.
Yep, I do too.
It encourages a lot of
Well,
great RP.
absolutely. It gets them talking, it gets them thinking, it gets them motivated for what's coming up.
Yeah, it's cool.
Very cool.
That's it for that one. I've got. Do you have a yes and, or are we rolling again? I've got 2 evergreens coming up.
Wait, did I
don't think yes and.
No, that was I won that one. That was yours. So we're rolling again.
Yep, that's right. Thanks for keeping track.
Barely. Barely.
I do have graphics for rollies.
Ah, another natural 20. I'm on
Right
fire.
next to it, man. It hit my phone. I should re-roll. That's a 14. It was going to be a natural 20. If you roll a 14, 8, or a 2, you know it was supposed to be a natural 20.
Okay. This is a question. I just noticed this one on my list. Travis brings up the point that after Chetney transforms, this is the first at 3 hours, 2 minutes, 54 seconds. Travis says, this is the first Katha.
The first Katha. Right. In
When
regards to...
his transformation. He's never transformed because of Katha. Why? What does it mean?
Things have changed, man. I leave that one to just who the fuck knows right now. Because apparently Ruidus is nowhere to be seen, right?
Not now, because Ruidus has been locked in place. Hey, did you watch the Danny Carr lore video about the moon? Right. So she mentioned in that video that it's Ruidus is a piece of Exandria that got blasted up into the sky and hell and enshrouded by a divine gate thing, lattice work, and now it's just orbiting. I'm like, well, that was just shit that the players said. That's not an actual thing that we know, or that is lore. That kind of bothered me with that video. But anyway, never mind. The whole thing about, so if it's locked in place by that red laser from the Malleus key, why is Katha suddenly transforming Chetney? Well, doesn't that mean that he won't be transformed ever? I don't know. There's some stuff going on there that got me confused. I'm curious what your take on it is.
Yeah, I mean, with all that shit that Danny was saying about it, they used to, the red moon brought on ill omen. If you were born under it, it brought negative things. But then the moon weaver was basically just Katha, not Ruidus, right?
Right.
But I feel like...
I think the Moonweaver got the domain of the... I think she did. I forget.
What'd you got?
No, nothing. I was just saying. I feel like the Moonweaver did have domain over Ruidus as well as Katha, but
according to, it's kind of wishy-washy the way they talk about it, because they're like, they just kind of said that it had something to do with it, even though maybe they didn't know a ton about it, and I guess they're finding, it was one of those things that like people are discovering it now, and like there's speculation on when a god wants to be more powerful, it tries to find people to study them more so that they have more followers. If you have no followers, then what the fuck are you? You're just an idea in a textbook, right?
Yep.
And that's like, oh, there's more followers or there's more Ruidus born. But there were no like Katha flares, But they did seem to say at some point, if my memory serves me right, just some fucking memory from like early episodes where, I think Matthew was saying that Katha did somehow influence these lycanthropes to some extent, just not as much as Ruidus. I feel like that's something that was said. And I could be dead wrong, but I those hunches, it's not a hunch. It's something that I really feel like I heard. I don't know, and like now that this solstice happened, maybe there was a power transfer, who knows, or something, you know what I mean?
Well, that's sort of my thought, is that now that there's something going on because the curse is shifted now that Ruidus is out of play. I don't know. Like, That's all I got to say. That's creepy because that means that Ludinus might have been successful.
That's the thing.
And Laura Imogen, aka also like Laura vis-a-vis, was genuinely freaking out at one point in this episode, going like, "What the fuck are we doing? Why are we wandering around in a goddamn frozen wilderness when the moon, the Ruidus, could be, you know?" And she's right. Like this is mental.
And I get it, you know, because it's like everything to this point has been leading up to that point that is now in the past. What a thing to do to them, like Matt Mercer. What a thing to do to them, like take away sending, take away their they get. This is one of those things like what a DM is not supposed to do to players, and the trust issue becomes real because you're taking away a lot of agency. Not a lot, but enough to make it like. You're taking away the spell that they've been using a lot with sending, and you're taking away their ability to. You've taken away half their friends. Like there's a on that note, if I may, there's a thing that he did do where he took Ashton away from FCG because they're like best buddies. He took Laudna away from Imogen because they're like. Whatever they are, there's a lot of shipping nonsense going on there. And they took Fern away from Orem. Like he, in all sense of the way, he split the party. Mm-hmm. Split those relationships. And he put the two Northerners up by Aor, you know. Yeah. Yeah, real close to Islecross. Yeah. Wild move. Hey, speaking of, it's your move, bud. Wild stuff. Oh, fuck. I had a yes and thought. Sorry. I got. Oh, yeah. I was not ever thinking that episode 50 was going to be the last episode. I thought that we had like another 15 or 20. I may have said like 4 or 5 more, but I'm thinking like, no, this is just like a little point. This is like Final Fantasy VI, you know, when you have this beautiful world and then it goes to the world of ruin. Like we're just past halfway. That's how I feel. Just the way things are going right now, it's like, okay, now this is a problem, but now we all have a common focus. They're only level 8 and they're dealing, or 9 now, but they're dealing with these super high level things. They're kind of like, they got to have a little Rocky story going on here. Otherwise, they're not the main characters. You know? Like, if they don't power up real quickly, or if they don't ally themselves more so with more powerful people, they can't quite end right now unless Matthew just says, like, no, this is the end of this fucking world. Yep. And just makes that happen, and their story was part of it. Could do. You know? Yeah, but I still see, like, 20 more episodes at least. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. You know. Level 10. Game over. All right. I got 2 more evergreens and I gotta get going. Okay, cool. Let's do a couple more then. Ready? Ooh, almost a natural 1. I got a 13. I got a 4. A 4. All right. Let's say how. One of them is relative to the nope, not even the show. These two have nothing to do with the episode. Isn't it pronounced archivist? Not archivist? That's my entire point. Tomato? I heard it when because like just as a word, it seems to make sense. You'd say archivist. And then they kept on saying archivist for Danny's little thing. They're like, archivist, we need you. I'm like, that's not. Is that wrong? I don't know. Archivist. Get in touch. What a weird question. Like archivist. No, I don't know. I've always, like, if I've ever seen the word, it's like archivist. It's not a common word, but I think it's genuinely archivist. I think that's what it's supposed to be. I think it should be archivist. It just bothers me when they say archivist all the time. There are a couple of words that I was not expecting that. I think archivist. Yeah, I would say archivist as well. Yeah, I wouldn't say archivist. Like and subscribe. If you disagree, like and subscribe, and then tell us why not. Okay. Wild. This is a coin toss. I don't have anything to yes end on that one, so I'm only going to throw this one out because it's a fun one that I liked. Travis really thought about his character
transforming into a werewolf and going into a rampage. And I thought it was really, really cool how Matt let him justify his own saving throws.
Yes.
What a neat way to play that, because he had thought about it so well. And I don't know whether Matt knew this in advance or whether he was just sort of playing off of it, riffing off of it as Travis was sort of going through it. Travis is like, it's the blood. It's the last one. And it doesn't taste right. And going through this whole thought process and letting us get into the inner workings of it. And then going, and I think that would bring Chetney out. And Matt's like, yep, that's right. So make your saving throw. I'm like, that's what a fun, wonderful little insight into sort of where this dynamic is going, and hopefully we get more of it going forward, because I just really that's all I got. I just really, really, really enjoyed it.
It is real nice. And also
Totally,
Matthew let him bolt into the woods, or bolt away to somewhere, into the bushes. I gotta find a bush, that was really nice, because otherwise, make a saving throw, and he could have been like, if I was at the table, I would have been like, oh shit, I guess it's on. Yep. But also the timing as the conversation was going at the time, it's
it really made sense.
And then
it was again
Deanna,
really well thought of. Deanna
was like, I think I said something. She knows that she didn't, but she played it off really well. 100%. It was just good timing, good RP, and also good on Matthew for allowing him to do that. So that's 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 interesting.
Do you think that there's a chance that Frida will be a Weormaton?
A Weormaton.
Weormaton? Weormaton?
I had not considered that. What would make you think that? Just because he went out, or they went out there to talk with him?
No, at the end of the episode, that when Matt's like, please make a Constitution saving throw, and he failed it.
I don't know. I mean, when it comes to Tawns,
it means Chetney bit him, so now he's gonna be a werewolf, a wereomaton.
I didn't think of it, but it's interesting. I just don't see it happening with an Aormaton. But hey, I've been surprised before with this campaign.
Man, it'll be weird.
And also, it might not be in the story. Something that we just speculate on,
Also that.
Yeah.
Hey, that's it for me. That's my last point. That's my last point.
All right, I got the Rollies thing up right now. I got one more, just a quick little thing.
I can find another one. Sure.
And right next to the 20 again. I'm rolling right outside the 20. I got a 2.
I got a 14.
All right.
Shit.
What do you got? Okay. You make something up?
No, I'll find something. Give me a sec. Give me a sec. I'll find a thing that I want to talk about. Shit. Maybe I won't. All right.
Mine has to do with the announcements in the beginning.
The atheism in all of this with FCG's
pretty stark.
Oh man, chat was not having any of it. The religious people in chat, religious critters, religious whatevers, came out in droves, and they were getting upset in chat with where FCG was talking about about the change bringer, and he was like, I just flip a coin, and that's how I decide, and that's how the change bringer speaks to me. And then Frida and Deanna both talking about, well, that doesn't make you, and you does gods. And then they're like, okay, if Predathos is coming out, then it's going to eat all the gods, and how do we know if gods they're just whatever? And while this conversation is happening, chat is arguing with itself about, I'm Christian, but I don't tell anybody about the way that they should live, and I think we should all. And it's like, well, I don't think they should be talking about this here, and atheism has no place. And it was weird, man. There was a bunch of weirdness happening in chat to this time. This one, it was a lot. And the moderators, the bots in the thing were like, hey guys, don't forget to love each other, and we won't tolerate this and that, and be nice to each other, play nice, and it got testy for a long while. It got real testy.
I mean, we know of the atheists at the table, and I myself, I'm an atheist as well, but the game, there's little room for atheists in the game. Uh-oh, we lost camera feed. Are you still there? Homie got kicked out. I'm going to take this opportunity to take a piss, and we'll be right back.
And we're back.
And we're back. Both of us, for a time being. What happened, dude?
I don't know. You froze. I thought it was you, and then it turns out it was me.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
Or maybe it was you. Maybe it was both of us. Maybe
I'll look back and check it out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but
listen,
yeah, this seems to be fine on my end.
This series of there's a weird little glitch.
There's a little glitch.
This series of tubes that is the internet can be congested at times.
These tubes can be a fucking nightmare. Now, I'm no key grip, so I don't know exactly what the fuck we were talking about before we left. However, it was something.
Is that what a key grip does?
Werewolf tons.
Oh right. No, I was talking about how what the hell was I talking about? I was talking about the role playing of no.
We were Matthew was allowing him to run away, the way that he came back with his roles. That was discussed.
I don't remember what I was talking about.
And that's as much as I retained.
Nope. Don't remember. Probably wrote it down here somewhere. What was it? What was it? Oh, the atheism.
Oh, yeah.
Right. The God talk. That's what it was. Yeah, chat was not happy. That's all.
Yeah. And I think right before you cut out, I think it is on there before I'm going to make that little cut there, is atheism doesn't have a place in this universe because gods exist for sure.
That's a big, yeah, exactly. That's a big thing.
So
atheism,
like,
the dynamic, exist,
you know,
the dynamic of where atheism or just God, just isms in general, any theism, in this realm is totally different.
Everything has a basis. That's where it comes from.
People walking around, they can't be atheists. They have to be agnostics.
Yeah, or just or just
racist
against a religion or whatever, or against a god or followers.
Prejudice, to be
prejudiced. Yeah, I always forget that word. Yeah, it's different from xenophobia, different from racism. Yeah, okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, prejudiced against them. Like that seems like that's the cap. That's as far as you can go.
I think that's where we would be. I don't know. It's weird. It's all living in a world where gods are real. Gods, all of like plural, is a weird one, right? Because what does that mean for them? You can't be an atheist.
I mean, Percival, you know, he of course he knew the gods existed. They talked about this a ton, like especially in Talks Machina. They talked about it a ton. It's like someone who doesn't believe in gods. It's like, no, we know they're there. We just they don't do anything for me.
Yeah,
and I don't like the idea that if they make a decision that it informs my decision too. Right. You know, it's like, oh, okay, that translates to this real world a little bit.
It's always that's that weird thing where like we think about lewdness in this one, because of course the magic users are not into the gods because their magic is innate in them, and the divine magic that comes out has to be sort of like they have to be a little bit pissed off about it because they're like, well, I really worked hard for this and you just get yours. That's
right. That's the arcane versus the divine. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Huh.
Okay, how you doing for it? You got one more, you said?
Yeah, just we don't necessarily need to roll for it. I just thought it was really fucking cool. Like in the announcements, how Critical Role Foundation finally they got this
that was very
this
cool.
dorm opened up, dude.
Yep.
That's got to be huge for those people over there, you know? Especially the young girls and women that are, you know, able to use this place safely and comfortably. I was so happy when I heard about it. It was like, you guys finally, they've been talking about it for ages.
Yeah.
And then when they showed the photos and the little videos
year.
of the place, it just looks gorgeous. It looks
agreed.
It made me super happy. That's all.
Nice.
You know, so shouts out to CRF, Critical Role Foundation. You guys you're doing the right stuff.
Totally.
You got my approval. We know you're watching. That's the last one for me, man.
I'm done too. I gotta go. I'm hungry. Dog's gotta walk. So let's call it.
A couple of friends of mine are getting a little bit tipsy, and I want to go catch them in the act.
Dude, yeah, go do that. I gotta make some food. I haven't eaten. I haven't eaten for a couple of minutes. I gotta go feed that void.
Let's call it then. We have another episode next week, right?
We do.
We have
we also have a four-sided dive tomorrow morning.
tomorrow,
too.
right? For us,
Mhm.
yeah. Would that be worldwide if I say tomorrow right now?
Yeah, it airs when it airs. It's just
Yeah,
a
it airs when
matter
it-
of what
yeah.
time zone you're in.
So we get it on our Wednesday, where other people get it on a Tuesday,
Well, some people.
right? But this also airs for them. Yeah, okay. All
Time
right,
is
so we got a
soup,
four-sided
buddy.
dive and an episode, and over under, Ben. Do you think it's going to be the other team, or do you think they're going to continue with these?
They're going to
guests?
continue on.
Yeah, because they have guests. I think that's why.
Absolutely.
And then over under, Ben. Who are the guests going to be on the other side?
You think they're going to get guests on the other side?
There are only 3 people, dude.
I don't know. What does that mean?
That means they're going to have 4 guests.
Who are the other guests?
Friedel.
BLM?
Ooh,
I'd love to see that. That'd be cool.
Maybe Dorian. Or sorry, maybe Robbie is a different character.
Nope. No. Robbie comes back as Dorian. It's where we don't know where they are, right? We knew Matt was specifically very vague about, you're in a place, you see the moon off in the distance, you see the red moon way off in the distance. Orem did see that, but we don't know exactly where they are.
Right. And he saw
I'm
the beam going up to it, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. No idea where they are. We'll find out.
There is shit
month?
happening, a ton of shit happening that right now it just seems so kind of like peaceful and whatever, but there's mayhem going on wherever this shit is going down.
Totally.
Because like part of the city came back or whatever, you know, and like
don't
people
know.
walking around, these non-people, whatever the fuck.
The Rylora, Rylorax.
Rings a bell.
What are they called?
I don't know. That rings a bell though. I only got
wrote it
through
down.
3/4 of
Rylora. Reilora.
Rylora. Huh. Yeah, there's some crazy shit going on over there. And then Matthew's just over there, just quiet, just like keeping track of time. How much time passes. This is how much like Odahan's leveling up, you know, like shit's going down. We're just not aware of it right now.
100%.
And that we're gonna have to go back, you know, and like do like what were they doing during this time? But I think that's not until after this next episode. I think they're gonna wrap up.
That'll be April's
Uthodurn.
problem.
Yep. I think they're gonna wrap up Uthodurn with this one, and then go to the other team, other side,
Wherever they are.
wherever the fuck they are. Which I don't have a clue, other than maybe Comorta.
That was our guess initially, right?
Yeah, which is also on Wildmount, which is nice. So you know, at least they're fairly
They
close.
may intersect. They may come together. Who
Without
knows?
an airship, it's gonna be, well, maybe we should go to Uthodurn. That's where they're from, and who knows? You know, metagaming. I can't do that noise. It's all right, huh?
It's not bad.
All right,
All right, dude. Let's call this.
Okay, let's call it. Oh man, album's coming along pretty nicely. We got our rough tracks that we're listening to. Final recording session on Thursday. Oh, we're sending it back. We'll be in touch about shows coming up soon. We're hooking up with another band. We're gonna do a little touring business. Cool. And I'm pretty sure you know who the band is at this point. I'm talking to you, Ben. I don't know about other people. Yes, I'll keep you posted on that. Follow on the Instagrams and all that. Drumatucka. But that's about it from there. We'll have another episode next week where we get to talk about Four-Sided Dive and episode 53.
You will.
Sweet. All right. Well, then there's nothing else.
All good.
All right. Y'all, don't forget to love each other. And is it finally Friday or Wednesday also, you know?
Maybe.
Yeah, all right. This one might take me a little bit longer, so I got to do a little editing there because of that dropout. But
It's all good. It's all good.
peace,
all
y'all.
good,
Take
man.
care. Peace and love.
Peace.